Hello, students. Today we shall understand how to make a lesson plan of mathematics, and today we shall understand it from the topic types of angles, which is in class 7 syllabus. So, as you see, we have written lesson plan, then the date, subject, and topic, and on the right hand side, you can see class, period, and time is mentioned. It depends in which period you are going to take your mathematics class, then the time of that particular period. It may be 30 minutes or 35 minutes depending upon the school timetable. Then we write about the general objectives. General objectives, as I had told in many of my videos, that it pertains to the subject. Here it is mathematics. So you can see all the general objectives are related to the mathematics subject, where the mathematics subject is taught with the objective of developing reasoning power, of mental abilities, scientific attitude towards the subject, and usefulness or utility in daily life, etc. So these are the objectives of teaching mathematics in classroom. Then we move on to the specific objectives, and as I have earlier mentioned in many of my videos, that specific objectives are related to the topic. So we can say that here the specific objectives are related to the topic, the angles, types of angles. So you can see, if you go back to the topic, it is types of angles. This is what we are going to study in specific objectives. The first specific objective, the domain we take is the knowledge domain. Knowledge domain is the information given about the types of angles, and the students will be able to get that knowledge regarding the types of angles. Then we come to understanding, where the comprehending power of students is developed, where the students will be able to identify and give illustration examples of various types of angles, because now they have understood the concept of types of angles. Then comes the affective, which is related to the heart. That means they have a positive attitude, they will build a positive attitude towards the subject as well as the topic. Then the application, how we can apply the knowledge, that is the types of angles, in various chapters, in further studies, or in our daily life. Then the another domain is analysis, where the students will be able to analyze between the different types of angles. And the last specific objective taken is psychomotor objective. Psychomotor relates to hand or skills, we can say. So the student will be able to draw figures regarding different types of angles. Then there is teaching aid. Whatever teaching aid the pupil teacher will take into class, that is to be mentioned here under this heading. Then comes the previous knowledge. Whatever the student knows before beginning that chapter, that topic, whatever the student knows about that topic comes under this topic, previous knowledge. Then we move on to introductory. That is, we are going to relate the previous knowledge with the upcoming knowledge which the pupil teacher is going to teach in the class. So beginning, you can see the questions, the general questions have been asked which are related to the previous knowledge of the students, and you can read the students. Then question 6 comes up, which is a problematic question which the child is not able to answer, the students are not able to answer, of class 7th. Then the pupil teacher gives the answer of 6th question, you can see under the heading statement of aim. As you can see here, this question has been answered here. And then comes the statement of the aim, that today we shall study about the types of angles in detail. So now the topic has been introduced, and now comes the heading developmentary question. Now what is developmentary question? On the basis of the questions, which these questions will help us to develop the plan, the topic, that is the types of angles, slowly and gradually, which the students will be able to understand. Now you can see the first teaching point here taken is complementary angle. The chart is shown here. You can see the headings. First one is teaching point. Second is expected behavioral outcome. Third is pupil teacher's activity. Whatever the pupil teacher will do in class is all mentioned in this heading. Then comes students' activity, whatever the students give response, or they listen to the pupil teacher attentively, etc., or they look at the chart paper or on the blackboard. All these activities are mentioned in this column. Then comes the method and methodology, whatever the strategies, the techniques, the methods a pupil teacher uses are mentioned in this column. Then comes the blackboard work. Blackboard work is the concise form, the short form, the simplest form of whatever is explained. So explanation is too long, but a pupil teacher explains it in a detailed manner, but on the blackboard the pupil teacher carries few important sentences and writes it on the blackboard. So you can see here the pupil teacher has asked what is the sum of these two angles, showing the diagram which you can see on the miniature chart paper. And the method used here is lecture cum demonstration method. That is, pupil teacher is showing the chart paper as well as asking the question and then explaining the content. Then you can see after that the teacher is explaining how the complementary angles can be calculated, and for that practice work is done, questions are done. In this method, the inductive deductive method is used. Let me tell you in short what is inductive method. Inductive method means when we derive a formula or a principle or a statement, or we reach a theory, then it is an inductive method. And when we use or utilize that statement, that principle, that theory, that formula to solve a problem, then it becomes a deductive method. So you have to decide which method is being used. In mathematics, it is used very commonly, the inductive deductive method, and the analysis and synthesis method is used very commonly. So next, the teaching point is, you can see the supplementary angles. Now again a few questions are asked. One question, what will be the sum of these two angles? The pupil teacher has shown the diagram and then asks the question. The students are able to answer. They will add these two angles. Now the pupil teacher asks this question, what is this type of angle known as? Obviously students won't be able to answer because they don't know what are some supplementary angles. And then the pupil teacher will explain this content, that what is supplementary angle. Here the teacher has used lecture cum demonstration method, and few lines of explanation has been taken to the blackboard. The few important lines are taken to the blackboard. Now you can see the pupil teacher has also mentioned the expected behavioral outcome of whatever is being explained. Student will be able to apply the acquired knowledge to solve problem. The pupil teacher has told about the supplementary angles. Now the questions based on this will be solved. So that is why it is known as deductive method, because what is supplementary angle has been told. Now based on that the sums will be solved, the questions will be solved, and the practice work is done here. You can see first the pupil teacher tells and it is shown on the blackboard. Then the students are given the question and students solve this question in their copy. So it is not here on the blackboard because it is now in the copy which the students have solved. Now we move on to another teaching point, that is the adjacent angle. Now, what is the expected behavioral outcome? Obviously, the students will be able to understand the adjacent angle. Only when they will be able to understand, they can solve the questions based on adjacent angles. So here, understanding should be there. Now, again, the figure has been taken to explain the adjacent angles. You can see the students will observe on the chart paper whatever is drawn on the chart paper, and then the teacher asks the questions. As you can see, based on these interaction with the students, the pupil teacher asks the question, what are these type of angles called? Now, since the students do not know about this property, the teacher explains them with the help of a diagram, as you can see, and that diagram is on the board and few important lines are mentioned on the board. So here another teaching point has been done. Next teaching point here you can see taken is linear pair of angles. Again, EBO, whatever you expect after the teaching is written here. Expected behavior outcome. The pupil teacher asks certain questions. The students are able to answer. You can see they are answered. And now the third question, what is this type of angle known as? Students are not able to answer. They are silent. So now the pupil teacher gives the explanation, and students listen carefully. This is the activity shown by student. The method used here, you can see it is drawn on the blackboard on the chart paper, and students see and understand the concept, and few important lines are taken on the blackboard work. As you can see, the diagram is there. Next, the teaching point taken here is vertically opposite angles. As you can see, the pupil teacher shows a small activity also, where the pupil teacher takes 2 pencils and shows that activity, and the students are able to see that. This is known as playway method, where the teacher will play around with 2 pencils, and the students will be able to understand how we can make angles with the help of 2 sticks, 2 pencils, etc. in a playway method. And then after this, the teacher asks the question, what is this type of angle known as? When she makes an angle and asks about it. The students are not able to answer. The teacher explains it and takes the important lines to the blackboard. You can see here the diagrams are also shown. Miniature is shown and on the blackboard also. This miniature will be made on large chart paper and displayed whenever the pupil teacher will teach in class. Now this is the blackboard summary. You can see whatever was written in the blackboard work on the blackboard work column has been transferred to this blackboard summary, and you can see a black chart paper has been sticked and it is written with a white silver pen. Very nice presentation. And after presenting this, the next heading comes as instruction and supervision. Actually, this heading is implied for the classroom teaching. Whenever you will go to teach this lesson plan, the pupil teacher will go to teach this plan. Then after displaying the blackboard summary, and after that the pupil teacher will give instruction to the students so that they copy down the blackboard work in their notebook or text copies. And when they are copying it down from the blackboard, the pupil teacher will supervise the class. That means you have to move around the class to see whether the students are able to note down the content from the blackboard. So supervision is very necessary, especially in mathematics. After that, the next heading comes as recapitulatory question. Here, whatever we have taught, we will recap it in the form of objective type of questions. So you can see they are all objective type of question, not detailed question. And then after this recap question, we give homework. It can be written on the blackboard or you can have it written on the roller board. And after that, last heading comes reference. Reference means the books from which the pupil teacher has made the lesson plan. Here the pupil teacher has made the lesson plan from NCERT book and one reference book, and it has been mentioned here. So students, you must have understood how you can write a lesson plan. What are the main things you have to keep in mind? So I hope you like this format of lesson plan, and you can make other lesson plan based on this. Keep on working, keep on doing the hard work. Good luck for that. And if you have any queries or doubt, please message me in my comment box and I will reply to you as soon as possible. So happy learning. Thank you.